Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. I'm Frank, and today I want to show you how I boxed up and shipped, well, an Iron Man suit. For those of you that don't know, I just moved all the way from England back over to America, and I had to ship my entire suit and everything in my house along with it. Now, the military paid for the house stuff. It was put in big crates, and I paid to ship this myself through standard USPS priority mail. And there were some pros and cons to that, time versus cost and all of that. And I want to talk more about packing materials and things maybe to look for while you're packing up the suit. Now, a few things before we get into this. First, I want to say that there was another issue with the footage, and again, it was completely my fault. I recorded all of it in slow motion. So while I have the footage of me actually boxing up the suit back in England, well, it's not too useful because it's at 4 times slower speed and there's no audio to go with it. But I am gonna pull some clips from that to kind of explain things. So this is actually gonna be a little less of how to box an Iron Man suit and more of how not to box an Iron Man suit, because some things went a little wrong. Now, a lot of this is going to be very dependent on how much your suit can be broken apart. The Mark 85 here can be broken apart into many pieces. I can separate the cod piece, the abs, the chest, the back. The arms aren't one piece, the legs aren't one piece. So I can box this into much smaller pieces than maybe say somebody who has a Mark III where the entire torso is one bit, the arms are one bit, and the leg is one bit. So that's very much going to change the type of packaging material and the box you're going to need to use to ship this in. Now, I don't have the other two, but my entire suit right here, all of these pieces were shipped in 3 of these boxes, and they're fairly big. I was able to fit quite a lot in there, but if hindsight's 2020, I should have done 4 boxes instead of 3, because the way I had to cram some stuff in there caused to some things breaking. And the boxes arrived in perfect condition. It was nothing on USPS, and I'm not defending them, but it literally wasn't their fault this time. And yeah, I should have used 3. When you're looking at the suit, you can pack things inside of things. And what I mean by that is if you take the proper materials and say I want to wrap this forearm up here, I can wrap the forearm up and then stuff the forearm kind of into the bicep. There's a lot of dead space in the suit, especially if there's not a human inside of it. As for things like the thighs and the shins, I had to be a little bit more creative with it. And unfortunately, we're going to talk about the first break is this entire shin split in half. Now, I had this sitting in the bottom of the box, and I think just because of the way it flexed, things getting pushed down right there on the center, it cracked it in half. You can see in there's the weld seam, and that's what split apart. This was one of the first parts that I built and welded on my suit, and it wasn't the best. The other shin survived, all of the thighs survived, the abs survived. Unfortunately, the chest didn't as well, and I think this broke after I took it out of the packaging. You can see it's split right here. And some of the eagle-eyed viewers might have noticed that the back piece is a little broken here too. This didn't happen during shipping. This actually happened right as I was filming this. The back fell off and hit the ground. Why am I not upset about any of this? Well, I was already planning on repainting the suit to match the Hot Toys figure. This just kind of was more of an incentive to finally pull the trigger on that. Also, no electronics left in the suit at all. This is another thing that I've planned to upgrade. I'm redoing the entire buckle and strap system. I'm redoing all the lights and electronics, and I'm gonna repaint it because, hey, with all the cracks and damage, this is the best time. Let's talk about packaging materials, because you can see here on this Nova helmet, this was left over from some bubble wrap that was pushed up against this gold, and I guess it got too hot and it ruined the paint. So really be cognizant of what you're gonna package it in and if it's gonna be subjected to heat. Unfortunately, with something like USPS, you can't guarantee it might not be sitting in a hot truck. A few of my unpainted helmets in there did warp a little bit. A few of the jaw pieces, you can see the Mando is just a little bit wonky right there. But again, nothing too serious. The paint survived. Now, this doesn't have a clear coat. That probably contributed to the fact that it got a little bit ruined. The clear coat on my helmets and all the armor seemed to be fine, but the bubble wrap definitely left a little bit of marking. So definitely take that into consideration. Maybe look into something like wrapping it in EVA foam or a microfiber cloth, something a little bit softer that even if as it heats up, it doesn't get sticky or tacky and it won't risk damaging your paint. There's only so much I can tell you guys about this. It's very situation specific. It depends on your suit. It depends on what you're shipping. It can be any cosplay suit. You just want to take your time, make sure things aren't really getting crammed jammed or crunched in there. I think I got lucky with all 3 boxes not suffering any damage coming all the way from England. If you guys have any like comments or, you know, your own stories on shipping suits, please leave a nice comment down below. Type out a little bit of like that information. Oh, hey, I used this foam from this place, this worked great, or hey, I packaged it this way and it was a catastrophe. This way people can browse through and see like, hey, what works and what didn't, because like I said, this isn't a coverall. This is just how I did it one time. Next time, hopefully it'll be a little bit better. Now again, I know this is moving across the world, but I'm already here in my house. I get that. I have one more special video next for the series that you guys are really going to enjoy, and I thought it was cool to film. And then we get to dive right into making the makerspace. As you see, the room is coming along. It's been progressing slowly in the background through this series, and I'm really excited to show you all the stuff I've been doing, all the new stuff you haven't seen yet, and what the future has. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to this video, and this way you can see the rest of the series and all the series I have coming out next to it. We're doing our best to upload Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays with an occasional surprise video over the weekend that hopefully you guys will like. That's a wrap for this one, guys. I really appreciate you watching. As always, thank you so much. You have a good day. Oh no!